Hi, everybody. Welcome back. And man, it is Doomsday. We're up against it today. We're playing against Ilaoa and To'omata. And the reason why I say this is Doomsday is because this is the team that actually won the league the season before and is favored to finish in first place. So this is where the big question is, which is if we are going to be able to keep up this winning streak or not. So let's see what happens. We're just going to go straight over here to this match and see what's going on. We've scored 6 goals in 2 matches in a row, and let's see if we can do it again this time. I mean, the first match was against a team that was expected to finish in last place. Against Pago Youth yesterday, we were playing against a team that was a little bit better, mostly a mid-level, middle of the pack type team, but this is where we're really up against it. Now, I know that we only have 11 teams overall in this league, so I mean, what can we say? You know, who's the favorite, who's not? But I don't think that I was expecting us to have 6 points at this point of the season. So we'll see what happens. Remember, I'm not using any tricky tactics. There's no knap tactics here. There's none of that cheating stuff. We're doing this all homegrown. We're doing it all the right way, baby. And here it is with Fatuao. Fatuao knocks this one forward, looking for Maile, and ends up with Lankilde, but Maile is offside, as you can see, and that was pretty obvious. And just a little bit of that offside trap. Maile, by the way, Toa Maile, who has 6 goals so far this season, is only 15 years old. That might be part of the reason why we're doing so well. I don't know what has caused us to have this good fortune, but whatever it is, we need more of it. And there's Afi with it. Afi will pass forward to Maile. Does he see him? He passes it back instead to Norty, and that is knocked away and out for a corner. So I haven't been playing any of our older players. We're only playing the kids because the kids are better. Fatuao now with this corner knocks this one forward, and it just misses everybody's head, and that was kind of a shame. I think that was the near post routine. I can't tell if that was near post or far post. I mean, either way, we're kind of just sort of lumping the ball forward for those corners, and that's kind of what's going on. And there's a 1-0 that's going to be Ilaoa again with their first goal, and it's 1-0 for them. And they really got us back there on that counter attack. I'm going to take a krishna look here and see if we can figure out exactly what happened defensively. And yeah, you can see that, I mean, they just weren't back fast enough. I mean, that's just all there was to it. Krishna scoring the goal. Krishna, you get some real interesting names out here. We're down 1-0. This is the first time we've been down all season, and there is Ken Teoni with his first goal of the season. And that's a brilliant goal out there from range. And, he wasn't the one who was supposed to be starting as the right winger. We had another guy who was supposed to start there, but he unfortunately got injured and is out for 9 months, out for the full season. And Ken Teoni, as soon as I say that, has injured himself. And so we'll see what repercussions that has. We have to put out Pela Malani. And I don't know anything about him, so I can't comment much on that, and we'll see what happens. We don't have a whole lot of substitutes, so if we get a lot of guys injured, it's going to be really interesting here. And they attack right away. Fortunately for us, that shot is way off mark, and it seems that the player is offside anyway. I know Teoni understands as he is carrying an injury that he was taken off. The truth is that we couldn't leave him on. So, he might not like it, but there's nothing we could do. Had to take him off. Pass up to Maile, can't quite get to him. It's with Lankilde now over to Malani, and he passes forward to Maile, whose shot is just off of the target, but not really a bad idea, not a bad pass, not a bad bit of teamwork there from these guys. We're not playing too poorly for a team that's completely amateur and that doesn't have all these great facilities and all this other fancy stuff that you normally see from actual professional football manager sides. Loke with it over to Lankilde, and he passes that forward to Malani, and it's over to Maile. Doesn't quite get to him though. Latu with it. Latu knocks this one forward for Maile, and unfortunately for us, his header is just high and over the bar. But that was a really good effort, and this is more of what we like to see. Maile just running back and forth. That's what he's supposed to be doing in that role. I think you may remember in yesterday's match, he was running backwards a little bit. He was trying to play almost as a central defender. I'm not quite sure what he was thinking. But he seems to have gotten things a little bit more under control. There's Norty with it back to Latu. Latu forward for Maile, and he's in front of everybody. He's got to be offside, and he is. Yeah, they're going to call him offside. I mean, he was in front of everybody. He was over in the next island. And we got about 5 minutes left here, and it's a corner for them. And this is always dangerous. I don't know if we know anything about how to defend corners. And Loke apparently does, as he was able to get ahead onto that one. But this puts them in a pretty good position, and we're able to knock it out, but not quite far enough. And we knock it over here to the other side, down to Collins. who has it and who's going to run around a little bit. And there is his cross. And this is going to be knocked out finally as far back as Norty. And he knocks it forward for Maile, who's almost behind the defense, just not quite. And unfortunately, that pass just wasn't a little bit further forward. Walter there with it. And if that pass had been a little bit further forward, that would have been something. Melania now with it over to Maile, who I think is onside. It doesn't matter anyway because he completely exploded on that one. It didn't have much going on. Afi's been a little bit quiet so far today, and he's inconsistent. We can see that here. So Malani passes this forward again to Maile, and that's a goal. And you knew he was going to score eventually. Goal number 7 of the season for this guy. Can you believe that? He's had 7 goals already this season. This is absolutely ridiculous. 2-1 for PanSa East FC. And I mean, this is, I don't even know what to say about this. This is absolutely incredible. So there's that forward pass, and he doesn't even have to round the keeper. He just takes a first time. He gets a first shot on that ball as it's on the first bounce, and nobody can get in front of it, and he blows it past everybody, and he's got goal number 7 of the season. Pelapua knocks that one forward, ends up with Loke, and unfortunately they have it, but we're able to win it back. Palepua, and it's over with Lankilda, over looking for Maile, can't quite find him. Afi just not quite fast enough to run that one down. Afi, the big star player who has a problem actually acting as a star. Maile with this now over to Malani, over to Norty. And this is funny because I don't remember telling these guys to have these like overlaps in terms of striker movement, but that's what we had there. But unfortunately for us, our defense has let us down there. Tagai has that ball out in front of the defense, and I mean, what are we supposed to do about that? I mean, that was really poorly done. There was a problem there by the goalkeeper who was out of position. You can see he's right there in no man's land and decides to go forward instead of staying back. And I mean, but can I really blame him for that? I mean, where were the defenders, right? I mean, I don't know. Atu's trying his hardest. He has a 6.2 rating today. I think it's a little bit harsh, honestly. I mean, I don't think that there's much that we could have expected him to do there. We may need to make some changes here on defense. And so we will take a look at this. Palepua, having not exactly the worst game in the world, but we're going to take him off. And then Walter Assam as well is going to come off. And let's see what some of these other guys are able to do. I see that Poyer Viali is a little bit anxious, so we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. He needs to calm down a little bit. I probably should tell him to do that. Tell him, pressure's off or whatever you're supposed to say. I don't know. These names are getting kind of long now, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to read them quickly enough. If you think this is bad, what happens if I go and coach in Mongolia? Then we're really going to have a lot of fun with it. This is pushed forward, and Atu ends up being able to get hands onto that one and grabs it down. Maybe that'll help his rating a little bit. I don't know. I still think that 6.2 is a little bit harsh for the sort of game that he's had. But then again, we don't see a lot of the stuff that happens off of camera. There's another good save from him. So I don't know. I mean, you tell me how this is figured. And he looks for that ball forward, and he does find Maile, who's behind the defense, and unfortunately his shot is just off target. So that was pretty good, right? Maybe that helps him a little bit. Yeah, it's 6.4, then back to 6.3. So whatever it was he was doing, it looked good for a little while, and then it wasn't as good anymore. And the game giveth, the game taketh away. Latu with the throw in over to Afi with it, and back to Latu. Latu nooks this forward over for Norty. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful pass into to Corey Norty. Oh my goodness, what a pass that was. And Norty came out of the middle of nowhere and got the angle on that one. It's 3-2 PanSa FC. And I mean, that was just incredible. This is an incredible pass. So Latu with it here, and I don't know how he sees this. There's nobody there at all, and Norty is able to run over and grab that one, and we get goal number 3. Now, a draw here would be amazing because this is technically a road match. A win would be unheard of. A win would really have me think that something's going on here. We'll settle for the draw if we have to. And fortunately for us, this man whose first name starts with an X, whose last name I will not attempt at the moment, knocks one over the head of Atu and over the goal. So that ends that attack. Loke now over to Norty. Corey back to Loke, and he's found Afi, and his header's just off target. Now, he probably was offside. There was no flag up, I suppose. But Afi really, I mean, if he wants to start scoring goals, he's got to be able to score this one. Maybe he was onside. I don't know. Really, really poor goalkeeping on their part. And here in the lower league, is going to have to get used to that. Norty with it over to Latu. Latu looking for Maile and can't quite find him. Unfortunately, it's with Loke. No, it's not. It's with Lankildu who finally pulls it down. Passes it forward for Maile, and that was almost a repeat of the one that Afi just missed. Unfortunately, though, their goalkeeper Cook is able to grab onto that one, and it's knocked back to the new kid who was just brought in over to Maele here in the end, and that's a shot on goal that forced a really good save by Cook. We've got about 20 minutes plus change left, and I don't know. Viali with that good pass to Lankilde, and then there was that little lob of a ball overhead, and Maele, it seems every time you turn around, he's got the defense beat. This is a wonder kid, at least for this level. I don't think that we're going to have Paris or a... all right, Loke with this here in the end. My apologies. I don't think that we're going to have, any of the big boys, any Manchester Cities or anybody like that coming around anytime soon asking us for Maele. But, for this level, he's pretty good. Corey Nortie is pretty good too, and he has a shot on goal that ends up being knocked over. And PSG is what I was going to say, Paris Saint-Germain. Afi here with his corner, and he knocks this forward looking for somebody on the inside. Again, I can't tell if that's a near post or far post corner. That's sort of a knock it over in the middle type corner. And we've had a number of those that we've seen this season. Boy, the game is really starting to have a few issues and problems. We've seen that happen quite a bit over the course of this channel. Loke with it now. Loke passes it over to Loke. That's kind of weird. I'm not quite sure what's going on there. And the shot on goal ends up being saved by Cook, and that will be the end of that. Edward Loke, and I think one of those was actually Latu. I must be having a hard time reading here with all of the ads and all this stuff going around. It was Nortie there, I believe, with the header that went over everybody's head. We'll take a little look here at the replay and see. I'm sorry, no, that was Maele, and yeah, I'm still having a hard time getting everything read. Well, this is what happens when it's dark outside and you try to read the screen. And it's Malani here with this, and he passes forward to Nortie, who finds Maele. What a great header that was. And it's back to Corey, who takes a shot from range that was on target and forces a good save from Cook. And unfortunately for us, that did not go in. Nortie here had a chance of getting that one, but it was just over and past him. And here they come. And there's Krishna again with the equalizer, and that's a bit of a shame. That's a really, really bad job there by the defense. And so, we'll take a look at this before we do the before we do the shout. And yeah, Krishna's just wide open, and we've got two guys who are running, and they're just not fast enough. They can't quite get there in time. And I know that they're going to give Atu the blame, but it's really the defense's job. They've got to get back and give him some support. And what is this from Loke? It's not anywhere near where it needs to be. It ends up back with Christian after that awful attempt at the clearance. But fortunately for us, we're able to get a foot onto that one and knock this ball out a little bit. And it's with Afi, who can't get onto it. It's over with Latu again, and he passes looking for Maele, and he can't quite get it to him. Fetuao there with the interception over to Malani, and he's going to slow this down a little bit over to Loke. That's why we play unbalanced. Loke with it, and he'll pass this back to Atu. I've said before with BYU, I hated it when they would pass back like this. I hate it when we do that as well. Corey Nortie, though, with this, and he's one-on-one with the keeper, and he rounds him, and he scores the goal, and it's 4-3 PanSa FC, and we only have about 3 more minutes left. That's what these games have been like. This is the first time you've watched one of these. I tell you, this is what this has been like this whole time. It's just absolutely incredible. We just score and score and score. Now, we do need to make a substitution here. We're going to do this right after this goal. So right after we see the end of that excellent replay, we're going to make one more substitution here in defense and see what we can get going on. Hopefully this will happen in time. But yeah, Fetuao has played a lot so far this season. And, well, we don't have anyone to put on for him, so we're going to do this. We are putting a striker on in defense. And that's pretty crazy. So go pull out your screenshot tool and take a picture of this one. Let's see how this works. Why is everybody on one side of the pitch? I don't know what happened, but Malani has this in front of everybody else. And I don't know how that worked. But we had both teams all on the left side of the pitch. And look, this has happened again. Maybe some sort of problem with the game. I don't know. Something's going on. Afi winds up with it. He doesn't care if there's a problem or not. It's with Loke over to Maele, and he's fouled, and there's no call. Of course, there's no call. Referees at this level can't see anything anyway. Maele cannot quite get to that one, and it ends up back with their defense, and we are near the end, and I think that we're going to see this one out to the very end is going forward for Afi, and he can't get to it, and it doesn't matter. We have come away with this one, and boy, I tell you, I feel like we've won this one against the run of play. Where's possession? There it is. We had 52% of the possession, so just about enough. We had just about enough XG. 10 shots on target to 5 from them, and yet I do think that they had the better players, especially that guy Krishna, who I'm suddenly very interested in. He looked awesome. Hope you enjoyed this one, and it was Doomsday, and I think that we've averted destruction. Talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.